Welcome to the Politricks Watch. This is Sir P. Now, today I'm going to be talking about the businessman by the name of Randy Mair. His real name is actually Horace Roger Mair. He's lost his life, but the whole thing gets spooky. You see, if you try to search for this story online, the only newspaper you're going to see with it is Nationwide. That is bizarre to me, because even though Randy Mair wasn't exactly a celebrity, in various circles in Jamaica, in the business circles, the political circles, definitely, he's well known. So if I think say somebody like this lose him life, it would be big time news. Apparently not. Well, Nationwide do some investigating, and we're going to talk about it. Because we start to see a certain trend whenever prominent individuals are caught up in these situations. They usually hear say there was no forced entry. They usually hear say one thing missing, make it sound like it could be a robbery, and then pure silence. It's the same story over and over. And that is the case with Randy Mair. As I say, this is from Nationwide, you can check it out for yourself. But I'm going to tell you what them find and show you why this is spooky. Now, Randy Mair is a well-known businessman, right? He's involved in the construction industry. Now, you know that guy already. Now, construction is one of the most infamous industries in Jamaica. Of course, it goes without saying, there's lots of people, right, who are, contractors or developers, and they are legit business people, by the book, sure. But construction, it attracts all type of spooky individuals. When a man make a money and decides say he want to clean it up, there's like 3 industries them run going to. Construction is one of the 3. It attracts a whole heap of spooky individuals. Man used to push diet coke, man used to do all kind of activities. Anytime they decide to say they want to clean up, construction is the place to go. Because of that, enough of them say them have build this and build that. Enough of them don't even know what they're doing, to be honest. Them use their money and bribe certain officials, right, and get things done, get certain things clear, and the next thing you know, you see man a bill you so, man a dig up over you so, but you can't tell him nothing because on paper everything sign off. And it's legit. And if you ask, how come you do this? He can show you some papers because people sign off on it. But enough of the people who sign off on it, I bribe them get bribed. Not only that, enough of these individuals carry the badness with them. So even though enough of them I try clean up their money and clean up their image, them still have the badness attached to them. So when time them are doing a business and things don't go them way, in actual business, you have to negotiate, you have to, rethink and alright, move things over here so, alright, we can't do this. That's how things work in the legal world. But for many of these cowboy contractors with them badness link, when things are go them way, then they bring in them gunman link. Next thing you know, man start tell you say, shut your mouth or else. If one of these cowboy contractors happen to start a bill next to your house, dog name your supper. Because they made a bill for them thing and they made all mash up your property, and if you go on like you want to defend it, next thing you know, you have to go trade around to them. So you better make sure say you have the means to defend yourself. This might sound extraordinary, but it's real life Jamaica. Badness attached to them. Let me send man for you, and as me say, if you can't help yourself, better call the police and hope to them reach in time. I don't know if it's tied, anything will happen to Randy Mair, right? But just know say, if you slip or slide, another game there. Enough people going out thinking say they might get rich, right? Enough people think say they might go just turn up and just use them black cement, steel and build these wonderful properties and just, live happily ever after. And next thing them know, then go buck up in a dan, right? Where a masquerade a so-called contractor or developer. Anyway, let's get back to the Nationwide story. So Randy Mair, he lost his life, right, and according to Nationwide, between Friday, May 20 and Saturday, May 21st. It states, it is unclear how Mr. Mair was killed. There has been no official police report of the incident and several attempts to get details have been largely unsuccessful. Want to hear that? This man lose him life in a Norbrook. This man is well known in the political circles, in the business circles. This man drop out under spooky circumstances, and there's been no official report when Nationwide can get. Go and listen. It goes on to state, police source tell Nationwide say there were 3 unused bullets found at the scene. Unused. Not spent shells, but means them fired, right? But unused. Right? So them just finds 3 rounds on the scene. There were no signs of forced entry to Mair's house. The same story over and over. You see, when 87s are launched home invasions and say them are kick down people's door and go kill man, them have to tear out the grill, mash out the window and all kind of things because they're not invited. Because them and a friend, they're going for their enemies. But in this instance, and most of the instances, when in the area say people lose their life, especially in certain communities, when the area said there were no signs of forced entry. Sound familiar? According to our sources, and by our, it's Nationwide, police investigators on arrival found his lifeless body and a trail right of footprints that led to the gate of the property. Nationwide News was told that from all indications, Mr. Mair was expecting visitors as his dining table was set in preparation for a meal. So table set up for meal, he was expecting somebody, there was no forced entry, so let's say the same pattern over and over again. Now this part really catch my eye. The mystery surrounding Mair's death has caused some level of disquiet among residents of the Upper St. Andrew community. In other words, people in Norbrook are spooked. People are getting nervous. Now, of course, it's not your typical gang attack. Like you see, when time Mobile man them a war, or Central Village man a war, where one axe you, full of man jump out with rifle and start shoot up everybody. But the plague is spreading. Remember, a lot of people get lulled into a false sense of security and think so, well, I don't live in Central Village. I don't live in Norwood, in Hendon. I don't live in Salt Spring. You have nothing to do with me. I mean, I hear this little YouTuber talking about deaths and gun shootings and all these things, but that right there has nothing to do with me. I just stay over here in my nice community. Alright? You might not see it now, but you don't know what's going to happen in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. See, one thing if you understand is that the concept of uptown and downtown, right, is getting outdated. Because nowadays, 87s have money. Now, residents of so-called uptown communities, I don't know if you know this, but I'm sorry to break the news to you, but enough bad man live in a full community too. 90 Octane living down the community. 116s living down the community. Even some 87s living down the community. So you might think, well, we're far removed from that. That will never happen here. Alright. You see the whole concept of me no mix up. So I go, alright. That might have hold some weight back in the day. But nowadays, not so much. Them not have to come for you. Them just have to come for your neighbor. You see, what enough people don't realize is the fancy store them where you're shopping at. Bad man shopping at it too. Him and him kerosene. Him kerosene wear the same brand where you wear. The fancy restaurant we're eating at, with the little finger cock up in the ear. 87 you never feel him kerosene. Finger cock up in the ear too. And if the man ever come for him while you're in there, well, enough people who talk about it have nothing to do with me. I'm not mixed up, I'll be okay. You better hope that's the case. You better hope none of them straight shit and catch you. Anyway, the Nationwide article goes on to state, right, so they made several attempts to get information from the police, but nothing. The fact that no official statement has come from the police, neither an update into the state of the investigation, has also raised questions. Again, may I read straight from Nationwide. On our first call to the CCU of the JCF, it was evident that the constable was not aware of the incident, but tried to assist by contacting the Constable police station. Constable was not aware of the incident. The constable at the CCU, right, that is the Corporate Communications Unit, was not aware Sir Randy Mair dead. Upper Norbrook. Interesting. After the follow-up call, we were told the police at Content Spring were searching for entry and will be sending an email. Calls to the head of the CCU, SSP Stephanie Lindsay, and other senior officers went unanswered. All of a sudden, nobody phone now work. Randy Mair, such a prominent businessman, well known, demanded and nobody phone now work. Everybody phone knock off. He look like one of them old time peanut phone that them have. Remember the peanut phone? Nobody phone now answer. How interesting. It goes on to state that Randy Mair is the cousin of Oliver Mair, who is the Jamaican Consul General for Southern United States of America. Randy Mair is also the father of a senior vice president of one of the country's leading commercial banks. And by the way, for the video done, earlier when time I talk about Iron Shore and Norbrook and them places, I open the know say they wanted man them actually have money. When time them really want hide from police, Uptown them go. They must have Uptown them find black man. But in fact, one of Klansman's most notorious 87s was killed in Cherry Garden. Now for the man them, they have the means to move uptown, and because you know say, police is not even thinking to go look there so, and this them go hide. So, now for the people them who live in certain communities, you might think to yourself, this has nothing to do with me, I am far removed from criminals. You'll be frightened to know who your neighbor is. Anyway, Patreon Squad, big up on yourself. Yeah, you don't know, more life. Ultra Squad, stay circling. Bless.